Welcome back. This is the intake, and I'm Mike. And this is a little tour talk on Wazzup Wednesday, created by Dave, Woody Scale Model Garage. Go check him out. He's a great guy. You learn a lot. He's got some of the best built models I've ever seen. Phenomenal builder. Teaches you a lot about airbrushing, airbrushes too, cleaning them, which is very helpful. So thank you, Dave, for that, because I don't know half of that stuff. So I do have a spotlight. Larry, Model Car Madness, Rhode Island. Go give him some views and some likes and subs. Great guy. Thanks for the emails, Larry. Appreciate it. Yeah, I want to thank everybody for emails and phone calls and text messages. Appreciate it very much. Right now I'm just dealing with whatever I have. You can see it. I had to get glasses. It's first thing it took one after was my eyes. Kind of under attack. We're not really sure what's attacking me. We'll hopefully find out soon. But anyway, I wanted to show you some things. I don't know if you remember, I had this 3D pen. I'll show you. It's a pen. And I did say, it has its uses. I don't know. It could come in handy. I did, excuse me. Sorry. I forgot to get this. I did fill in the, that right there and drilled it out to fit my axle. And you can do that on it's probably really good for the the printed tire, the 3D printed tires, because, they're all different sizes and your axles are all different sizes. So you can drill them out to whatever size you need. So I did look on Amazon. There's not that one, but there's a bunch of different kinds. And they go from like $35 on up. But there are some things. Here's something I said I would try something else, but I haven't been doing too much. But I got excited about this project and away I went. But so I split this Volkswagen, split it in half, took out a chunk like this much. And I had a big gap in the bed right here, and that section I'm not going to use. I'll show you in a minute, but I used it from the backside, and I thought maybe if it didn't stay, you'd have to glue it in or whatever. Oh, it stays in there pretty good actually. But there's places that that pen's kind of big, maybe a different pen's a little smaller. I had a real hard time getting in here, and it didn't really work out. So it's limited on its uses, but it could work. I think taping this off and using super glue and baking soda powder would probably be just as easy for this. But maybe even for the wheels. I don't know. It might be a little hard for the wheels, but I never tried that. It's probably a good thing to try out. Drill it out to your axle size. But I am going to try the mutagen. I bought the resin, and I had the putty, the Bondo. I talked to Glen. Try to pick his brain a little bit on how he uses it. And really handy. Really appreciate it, Glen. Gave me a lot of good information. So I gotta do some more chopping on this thing. I gotta make this wider. This is gonna sit down over a drag racing frame. And if you look all here between the tape lines, this is all different layouts, but I am going to do it between the tape lines. I'm cutting this. That's how much of this body I'm cutting out, and it's going to go all the way around. And I haven't taped this yet, and I have to. But I'm going to shrink this way up. So this back section is going to come all the way up to here, up to this line. So this line will end up here, and I think it'll be pretty cool. I don't know if anybody figured out what I'm making yet. I don't want to let the cat out of the bag too soon, but just something fun. I did save this, which I thought was pretty handy for the front window here, windshield. And I'm going to end up, if you can see my marks, I'm going to end up cutting that back off and putting that spine back in. I'm going to cut it. I'm actually going to cut it up here and down here and put the whole, here, I don't know if I marked that. But I'm going to cut it back here and down here and just put that whole piece in. Because I've messed with like pillars and stuff. They're really a pain to get in and out. Obviously, if you use 2-part epoxy or some resin, it'll be a lot better. So, oh, by the way, we're cutting this in half. My wife bought me. I saw Tim Custom had one, and I was kind of mentioning it to my wife. She bought it for me. It's one of these ultrasonic pens. Knives. As you can see, it moves super fast. They even give you Kevlar fingertips for your other hand. It's dangerous. You got to be careful how you use it. You really do, because it goes at like 40,000 beats per second or something crazy. But anyway, I did learn some things. Excuse my reach. I forgot about this. I cut this door out first, super fast. That took a few minutes to cut out. Probably less than that. But if you look at it, no, I can't get it back in with the way I'm doing it. If you look at it though, it's pretty clumpy around here. And you can see how it's so clumpy that it fits right back in there. Well, I buried the blade in there pretty deep. So then the next thing I tried, I figured that was kind of bad. So the next thing I tried was just taking it easy and getting the blade down in there just a little bit and going along, and way better. That's actually cut right there. So that works out way better. So that's how I cut the van. I mean the pickup. That's how I cut it. And there's actually a seam right here. That's it. It wasn't too bad. I mean, that's the seam, a little sanding, trying to even it up a bit. A little mess up here and there. But it worked great. So that thing's pretty cool. It's expensive, really. It's not a cheap tool. But if you're going to start chopping up and doing some kit bashing, which I got I don't know, kind of a bug up my butt for that. And I got that knife and I'm like, I got to try something. So I'm building that thing. So hopefully that'll come out cool. I got one more thing. Try to get it out while I'm doing a video. I watched, I don't know if it was Scale Riders or somebody was cutting yellow tape for doing lowrider paint jobs. And they showed using the two blades, right? Side by side, tape them together and you can use them like this. And that cuts, like that, it cuts, if you can see that, if it'll focus on that. It cuts that's the width right there. It'll cut. So I put it between some popsicle sticks for a handle. I mean, it's not easy to do. I actually ended up using something, glue or something. Maybe I used some super glue in there to get it all straight. Make them, glue them together straight, and then put them between the popsicle sticks. But I just taped it up, and I labeled it number 2 because I don't know, because I was just thinking 1 blade, 2 blades, whatever. So then I went, why don't we try something else? So then I went and did it with, in between these 2 blades is a 3rd blade. That's why it's taped up so high. And that cuts a little bit wider. Oh, shoot. Sorry. My foot caught the stand. That cuts a little bit wider here. You can see that pretty easy. Sorry about that. That was bad. And that works out well. I mean, you can't, and you got to do it on glass. Glass works the best. And you can't put a ton of pressure on it, but you don't need it with the new blades. They just cut right through the tape and you can peel the stuff off. Then I went one further. And that's as far as I've gone so far. But I did a coffee stir in between. You can see how wide that is. And then there's the tape. So all different size tapes. And then you can buy like the bigger tape, the 1/8 inch and whatever. So that's like a 16. So that works out great. Pretty cool. So I'm just playing with that right now. I do want to do a lowrider, like paint job on a roof of a car. I have a plan for that. So I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to work on this too. So I was messing with it, cutting. Obviously, you could see it because it's on on the popsicle sticks, cutting the tape, and I think it'll work out. I think it'll work out great. There they are. There's your 3 different sizes. That number 2 is so small you can barely see it. But so I hope that comes in handy for someone. That ultrasonic knife is pretty awesome. A lot of money, but pretty awesome. If you got a wife like mine, you should buy you one. And that 3D pen, it has its place. But I am going to use the super glue and baking soda in here to fill in the cracks. Because I like that. I saw Jimmy from Kit Bash Customs doing it. That works so good. So that's what I'm going to do. That's why I didn't do this whole thing. I just wanted to try this. This plastic's harder than the styrene. So like up in here, I was trying to use a rotary tool in here. And the styrene was getting chopped up before the green plastic. So that's something I learned. But I'm not using that section anyway. So that's why I put the green there. So I am going to use the super glue. And that way, you know, you can put tape on the one side and it comes out fairly smooth. Alrighty, well that's what I have. Good to see everyone. Go check out Dave. Go check out Larry at Model Car Madness, Rhode Island. Dave from Woody Scale Model Garage. Glen's Models. A lot of fun there. That's where I learn a lot of this kit bashing too. That and Jimmy. Some other people. And you guys have a good day. Take care.